Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here. Today I want to talk about something else that I've seen going around the internet about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and that is that a lot of people don't seem to believe that a 22-year-old could possibly make the shot from 140 something yards. Originally it was said that the shot was from about 200 yards, and that has since been debunked, and that it's actually somewhere around 140 to 150 yards. So the question is, does a 22-year-old have the ability to make a shot at 100, we'll say 150 yards? Yeah. So I really wonder, do these people not have any sort of experience with firearms at all? I mean, it doesn't take a professional to make a shot at 150 yards. Now, I will admit that in the beginning, I thought that maybe it was a professional hit, because I couldn't believe that somebody could be, just an average person, could just be so incredibly filled with hate that they would want to kill somebody like Charlie Kirk. I thought, this has to be one of those Hillary Clinton assassinations or something like that. I guess it wouldn't be Hillary Clinton, though, because she's the Suicide Squad. But anyway, so at first, I did believe, this is probably a professional. Somebody probably paid somebody to take out Charlie Kirk because he's a big voice in the conservative movement. So, yeah, I did believe for a while that it was a professional, but now, with all the evidence that seems to be coming out, it does seem like it was this kid that took him out. I mean, he confessed, and there was text messages and everything, and there's still a bunch of conspiracy theories on whether or not it's true or that it's all just a big hoax. I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to talk about is, does he have the ability to make this shot? And anybody in the gun community that has ever shot a rifle, especially a scoped rifle, should know that the answer is yes. A 22-year-old is capable of making a 150-yard shot. Hell, a 10-year-old or even younger is capable of making that shot, because a lot of kids, young kids, go hunting with rifles like these. These are two of my deer rifles. This is a 308 and this is a 30-30. Now, most people, including myself, sight their scoped deer rifles in at 100 yards. Now, depending on where you are, if you're somewhere like in the mountains where you have wide open spaces and you can make really long shots, you might zero your rifle in for further than 100 yards, maybe 200 yards, with say a 300 Win Mag or something like that. But most people, where I'm at anyway, sight their rifles in at 100 yards. So it's not a stretch to be able to shoot out to 150 yards with a 30-06, which is supposedly what he used, was a scoped 30-06 chambered Mauser. And we don't know the specifics about that Mauser, if it was a sporterized Mauser, like a World War II era Mauser, or if it's a new production Mauser chambered in 30-06. We don't have those details yet, as far as I know. I think the video, or not the video, but the picture of the rifle that they showed on the news, I don't think that was the actual rifle. I think that was just a rifle that they, put a picture of to show like it was a gun like this. But I don't think it was the actual rifle. But anyway, he supposedly used a 30-06, and I have a 30-06 too, and I sight in all these guns at 100 yards. So, and that's just where your gun is zeroed at. So if it goes out further, then you're either going to have to account for either a higher shot or a lower shot depending on the actual arc of the bullet. And every gun, every barrel, every caliber is going to be different, so you have to practice with it. And he did supposedly have experience with guns. People have said that they've seen pictures of this kid out there on the internet shooting guns, so I have no doubt that he's probably shot this gun before. It was supposedly his grandpa's rifle, so he probably has at least shot it a few times in his life and probably kind of knows where it hits at different distances. And now he shot Charlie in the neck, and so the general theory out there among gun owners is that he was either aiming for his head and hit low, or he was aiming center of mass and hit high, depending on how he was compensating for the distance. And, you know, I haven't made too many far shots outside of 100 yards. Most of the deer that I've shot when I was deer hunting have been within 100 yards, but I have made one shot on a deer past 100 yards. I'm not sure exactly, but you know, it might have been like 120, 125, somewhere around there. And I shot the deer with a 30-30 past 100 yards, and 30-30s are not known to be super accurate past 100 to 150 yards, but it's still doable. Now, with something like this 308 here, or my 30-06, it's a little more accurate further out, and yes, even somebody like me can hit a target out to 150, maybe even out to 200 yards without having to really work at it. I mean, yeah, you might hit a little bit high, you might hit a little bit low to one side or the other, but you can probably hit a man-sized target out that far and, you know, do whatever damage you're intending to do on your intended target. So yeah, a 22-year-old with a little bit of gun experience can most definitely make a shot at 140, 150 yards. I'm not saying that there's a whole conspiracy I'm not saying that there's not a whole conspiracy out there where it was a hired hit and, you know, this guy is just a fall guy. I'm not even going to go into all those different conspiracy theories. You know, you never know. Some of these things might be true. I guarantee you most of them are not true, because some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. But the bottom line is, it is possible for somebody like this kid to make a shot at that distance.
Hey, before I go, I just thought I'd remind everybody that I do have a second channel called Redneck Off the Range. Over there, I post most of my non-gun related content, so whether it's a video on my new tractor, my power tools, my projects that I'm working on, maybe wild game recipes, or just a random vlog, I post all of this kind of content over on my secondary channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check it out, Redneck Off the Range. But that's all for this video, so subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.